Hello, my dear friends, and a very warm welcome back to Elderflowerings. It is always a profound joy to gather with you in this supportive space where we explore the journey of aging not as a decline to be endured, but as a rich season of life to be navigated with wisdom, grace, and an enduring sense of vitality. Today, we are going to talk about something that touches so many of us as we move into our 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. A persistent, often mystifying feeling of being weak and tired. Have you ever experienced this? You get what you think is a decent night's sleep, you eat your regular meals, you go about your day, yet a nagging fatigue clings to you like a heavy blanket. Or perhaps you notice your physical strength isn't what it once was, and simple tasks feel more effortful. It's so easy to simply sigh and attribute it all to the inevitable process of getting older. But what if I told you that, for many, a significant portion of this pervasive weakness and tiredness isn't caused by the number of candles on your birthday cake? What if it's actually being fueled by a few small, seemingly harmless, and incredibly common daily habits? Habits that many of us might even think are healthy, but which, for an aging body, can quietly sabotage our energy and our strength. In our in-depth discussion today, we are going to uncover 5 surprising daily habits that can make seniors feel weak and tired. These are not the obvious culprits you might think of. These are the sneaky habits that often fly under the radar, yet can have a profound impact on your daily quality of life. We will explore not just what these habits are, but why they affect our mature bodies so significantly. And most importantly, we will share simple, gentle, and practical solutions you can start implementing today to reclaim your energy and your strength. This is about moving from a place of passive acceptance to one of empowered awareness. It's about learning to work in beautiful harmony with your body's current needs, not against them. So, if you are ready to feel stronger, more energetic, and more vibrant, I warmly invite you to join me for this eye-opening exploration. Before we begin, if this is the kind of thoughtful, health-focused content you value, please do take a moment to like this video. And if you haven't yet joined our ever-growing Elderflowerings family, consider subscribing and tapping that notification bell. It ensures you'll always be part of these important conversations. Now, let's gently pull back the curtain on these surprising energy thieves. 5 surprising daily habits making seniors feel weak and tired. Surprising habit number 1, the healthy breakfast that secretly weakens you. Let's begin with the very first thing many of us do each day: eat breakfast. We've been told our whole lives that it's the most important meal. Many seniors, in an effort to be healthy, consciously opt for something light to start their day. Perhaps it's a simple slice of toast with jam, a bowl of cereal with low-fat milk, a muffin, or even just a piece of fruit and a cup of coffee. It seems sensible, doesn't it? Light, easy, and quick. But here is the first surprising truth. For many older adults, a breakfast that is low in protein and high in simple carbohydrates is one of the biggest culprits behind mid-morning energy crashes and long-term muscle weakness. Why this habit drains you? When you eat a breakfast composed mainly of carbohydrates like toast or sugary cereal, your body quickly converts it into glucose, causing a rapid spike in your blood sugar. Your pancreas then releases insulin to manage this spike, which often leads to a subsequent crash an hour or 2 later. This crash is what leaves you feeling inexplicably tired, irritable, and sometimes even a bit foggy-headed mid-morning, often reaching for another cup of coffee or a sugary snack to get by, perpetuating the cycle. But there's a deeper, more insidious problem. As we age, especially after 60, our bodies fight a constant battle against age-related muscle loss, a condition known as sarcopenia.
To build and maintain precious muscle mass, which is crucial for strength, mobility, balance, and a healthy metabolism, we need adequate protein, and when we eat that protein matters. Starting your day with very little protein deprives your muscles of the essential building blocks they need after an overnight fast. Doing this day after day, year after year, can accelerate muscle loss, leaving you feeling physically weaker and more frail over time. Consider Arthur, a 78-year-old who prided himself on his daily walks. He couldn't understand why, despite his activity, he felt his leg strength fading and his overall stamina declining. His typical breakfast? A cup of tea and 2 slices of toast with marmalade. He thought he was eating light to manage his weight, but in reality, he was starving his muscles of the protein they desperately needed to repair and rebuild themselves. The empowering solution: front-load your protein. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast, which might sound like a lot, but it's achievable and can make a world of difference. Instead of just toast, consider having 2 scrambled or boiled eggs with that slice of whole wheat toast. Embrace protein-rich alternatives. A bowl of Greek yogurt, which is much higher in protein than regular yogurt, topped with a handful of nuts and berries, is an excellent choice. A well-formulated protein smoothie can also be a wonderful, easy-to-digest option. Even oatmeal can be boosted by stirring in protein powder, nuts, or seeds. Notice the difference. When you start your day with sufficient protein, you provide your body with sustained energy, stabilize your blood sugar, and give your muscles the materials they need to stay strong. Like Arthur discovered when he switched to a breakfast of eggs and a side of cottage cheese, you'll likely feel a remarkable difference in your sustained energy throughout the morning and your overall sense of strength.
Surprising habit number 2, the dehydration you don't even feel. The second surprising habit that contributes significantly to fatigue and weakness in seniors is a subtle but pervasive one: chronic mild dehydration. Often because we are relying on beverages like coffee and tea for our fluid intake and have lost touch with our natural thirst cues. We all know drinking water is important, but as we age, 2 crucial things happen. First, our body's natural thirst mechanism becomes less reliable. You can actually be in the early stages of dehydration without feeling overtly thirsty. Second, our body composition changes, and we tend to hold less water overall. This means we can become dehydrated more quickly. Many seniors start their day and continue it with cups of coffee or tea. And while these can be enjoyable rituals and do contain water, they are also mild diuretics, meaning they can cause your body to lose more fluid through urination. If you're drinking several cups of coffee but very little plain water, you can end up in a net negative fluid balance without realizing it. Why this habit drains you? Even mild dehydration can have a significant impact on how you feel. It can cause fatigue and lethargy. When you're dehydrated, your blood volume decreases, forcing your heart to work harder to pump blood to your brain and muscles, which is physically exhausting. Brain fog and dizziness. Your brain is about 75% water. A lack of hydration can impair concentration, short-term memory, and can lead to headaches or feelings of lightheadedness and dizziness, which also increases fall risk. Muscle cramps and joint pain. Proper hydration is essential for lubricating joints and helping muscles function correctly. Think of Eleanor, who frequently complained of afternoon headaches and a general sluggish feeling. She insisted she drank plenty of liquids, 3 cups of coffee in the morning and 2 cups of tea in the afternoon. She rarely, however, drank plain water. When her daughter encouraged her to adopt a new habit, having a full glass of water before each cup of coffee or tea, Eleanor was amazed. Within a week, her headaches had vanished and her afternoon energy slump was significantly less pronounced. The empowering solution: be proactive, not reactive with water. Don't wait for thirst. Make sipping water a conscious, regular habit throughout the entire day. The water bottle rule. Keep a glass or a reusable water bottle filled and nearby at all times, on your kitchen counter, next to your favorite chair. This visual cue is incredibly effective. Create hydration rituals. Start your day with a glass of room temperature or lukewarm water. As we discussed in a previous video, this is gentler than ice cold. Have another glass before each meal. Track your intake. Pay attention to how much you're drinking. While individual needs vary, aiming for 6 to 8 glasses of water a day is a good general target for many, unless your doctor has advised otherwise for specific medical reasons. Remember, you are not just quenching a thirst, you are fueling every single cell in your body. Surprising habit number 3, the danger of passive rest and prolonged sitting. This next habit is particularly insidious because it masquerades as something sensible, conserving energy. As we feel a bit more tired or achy, it's natural to want to rest more. But there's a huge difference between restorative rest and the habit of prolonged passive sedentarism, spending many uninterrupted hours sitting in a chair, often watching television or reading. Many seniors maintain a dedicated exercise routine, like a daily walk, which is wonderful. But they then spend the vast majority of the rest of the day being almost completely still. The surprising truth is that what you do in the many hours between your exercise sessions can have as much, if not more, of an impact on your strength, mobility, and energy levels. Why this habit drains you? Our bodies are not designed for long periods of stillness. When you sit for hours on end, your metabolism slows, your body's calorie burning rate drops significantly, circulation becomes sluggish, blood flow, especially to your lower legs, decreases, which can contribute to swelling and a feeling of heaviness. Large muscles go dormant. The powerful muscles in your legs and glutes, which are fundamental for mobility and balance, are completely inactive, which can accelerate their weakening. Stiffness sets in. Your hips, back, and knees can become incredibly stiff, making the act of standing up feel like a major effort, often accompanied by groans and aches. This creates a vicious cycle. Sitting for long periods makes you feel more tired and stiff, which makes you want to sit for even longer. Consider George, 80, who was diligent about his 20-minute morning walk. Yet by the afternoon, he felt utterly exhausted and stiff. He couldn't understand it. A quick review of his day revealed the culprit. After his walk, he would settle into his favorite armchair to read the paper, watch the news, and do puzzles for 3 to 4 hours straight, only getting up for lunch. His rest was actually deconditioning his body. The empowering solution: embrace movement snacks and interrupt sitting. The 30-minute rule: set a timer or use a natural cue, like the end of a TV show or chapter, to get up and move for just 1 to 2 minutes, at least every hour, but ideally every 30 minutes. Incorporate movement snacks. You don't need a formal workout. Simply stand up, stretch your arms overhead, walk to the kitchen for a glass of water, do a few gentle squats while holding onto a counter, or march in place. Be active while seated. Even when sitting, you can move. Do some gentle ankle circles, seated leg lifts, or shoulder rolls. When George started interrupting his rest with these frequent small movement snacks, he was astounded. His afternoon fatigue lessened dramatically, and the stiffness in his hips and back improved. He realized that true energy comes not from prolonged stillness, but from consistent, gentle movement throughout the entire day. This is such an accessible concept. It's not about adding more exercise, but about sprinkling more movement into the day you already have. It's a powerful way to combat weakness and fatigue. Surprising habit number 4, fighting your body's new natural sleep clock. We've touched on the importance of sleep, but this habit is more specific and often a major unrecognized source of fatigue for those over 70. It's the habit of stubbornly sticking to a lifelong later bedtime, even when your body is clearly signaling it wants to sleep earlier. Many of us have spent our adult lives going to bed at 11 p.m., midnight, or even later. It becomes an ingrained part of our identity. I'm a night owl. So when we start feeling drowsy at 9 p.m. in our 70s, our first instinct is often to fight it. We see it as a sign of weakness, of giving in to old age. We'll have another cup of tea, turn on another TV show, or find a task to do to push through until our normal bedtime. Why this habit drains you? This isn't a battle of willpower. It's a battle against your own biology. As we discussed in our dedicated sleep video, after age 70, most people experience a natural, hormonally driven shift in their circadian rhythm called an advanced sleep phase. Your body begins producing melatonin earlier, cueing you for sleep sooner than it used to. When you ignore these potent sleepy signals and force yourself to stay awake for another 2 or 3 hours, you miss your optimal window for falling into deep, restorative sleep. You might eventually get to sleep, but the quality is often poor and fragmented. You might wake up multiple times or arise in the morning feeling groggy and unrefreshed, even after 8 hours in bed. This chronic, low-grade sleep deprivation is a massive drain on your physical energy and mental clarity. Let's think of Margaret, 77, who complained of terrible insomnia. She'd lie in bed from 11 p.m. until 1 a.m., her mind racing. Yet she admitted she often felt incredibly sleepy while watching TV around 9 p.m. She was fighting her body's invitation to sleep and then wondering why sleep wouldn't come when she finally decided she was ready. The empowering solution: listen to your body's wisdom and honor the golden hour. Recognize early sleepiness as a gift. When you feel that wave of drowsiness in the early evening, reframe it. It's not weakness, it's your body wisely telling you it's the perfect time to begin the restorative process. Experiment with an earlier bedtime. Try shifting your bedtime 15 minutes earlier each night until you find a sweet spot, very often between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m., where you fall asleep more easily and wake feeling more refreshed. Create a supportive evening routine. To facilitate this earlier bedtime, start your wind-down routine sooner. Dim the lights, turn off screens, and engage in calming activities from 8 p.m. onwards. When Margaret finally gave herself permission to go to bed at 9:30 when she felt tired, her decades-long insomnia remarkably improved. She started sleeping more deeply and waking with energy. She wasn't broken. Her schedule was simply out of sync with her body's wise new rhythm. Surprising habit number 5: consuming hidden sugars in seemingly healthy foods. Our final surprising habit is one that can sabotage your energy levels and contribute to weakness, even when you think you're eating a healthy diet. It's the habit of unconsciously consuming large amounts of hidden and refined sugars, often found in foods marketed as healthy for seniors. Many older adults make a conscious effort to avoid obvious junk food like candy, pastries, and soda, but the food industry is incredibly clever at hiding sugar in places you'd least expect it. That low-fat fruit-flavored yogurt, that jar of pasta sauce, that can of healthy soup, your morning brand cereal, even some types of bread and salad dressings can be loaded with added sugars. Why this habit drains you? When you consume these foods, especially those with little fiber to buffer the effect, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. Your body then releases a large amount of insulin to cope, which often causes your blood sugar to crash a short time later. This blood sugar roller coaster is a primary cause of midday energy slumps, irritability, brain fog, and intense cravings for more sugar or simple carbs. Furthermore, a diet high in refined sugar promotes chronic inflammation throughout the body, which can contribute to joint pain, stiffness, and a general feeling of malaise and physical weakness. Let's consider someone trying to be healthy by having a bowl of a popular healthy brand cereal with a glass of orange juice. They might be unknowingly consuming 20 to 30 grams of sugar in that one meal. That's more than in some candy bars. They then wonder why they feel so tired and craving a nap by 11 a.m. The empowering solution: become a label detective and choose whole foods. Read the nutrition label. Make it a habit to look at the added sugars line on the nutrition facts panel. You might be shocked at what you find. Aim for as little added sugar as possible. Scan the ingredient list. Sugar hides under many names: high fructose corn syrup, cane juice, dextrose, maltose, rice syrup, molasses, and fruit juice concentrate are just a few. If sugar is one of the first few ingredients, it's a major component. Choose plain versions. Opt for plain, unsweetened yogurt, oatmeal, and plant-based milks. You can then add your own natural sweetness with fresh or frozen fruit, which also provides valuable fiber. Prioritize whole foods. The more you can eat foods in their natural state, fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, the less you have to worry about hidden sugars and processed additives. By becoming more aware of hidden sugars and making conscious choices to reduce them, you can stabilize your energy levels, reduce inflammation, and free yourself from that exhausting cycle of sugar-driven spikes and crashes. A final thought: the power of gentle awareness. As we conclude our exploration today, I hope it has become clear that the pervasive feelings of weakness and tiredness that can sometimes accompany our later years are not always an inevitable fate we must simply accept. So often, as we've seen, they are the direct result of small, surprising, and entirely changeable daily habits. The 5 areas we've discussed: a low-protein breakfast, subtle dehydration, prolonged passive rest, a mismatched sleep schedule, and hidden dietary sugars, are not about assigning blame or making you feel you've done something wrong. Not at all. They are simply powerful invitations to cultivate a deeper sense of gentle awareness. They are opportunities to become a more compassionate observer of your own daily routines, to listen more closely to your body's signals, and to make small, loving adjustments that can yield profound and lasting benefits. This isn't about embarking on a radical, exhausting overhaul of your entire life. It's about recognizing that you hold the power to significantly influence how you feel every single day. The journey to renewed strength and vitality often begins with one small intentional choice. Perhaps it's deciding to have an egg with your toast tomorrow morning. Maybe it's keeping a beautiful glass of water by your chair. Perhaps it's setting a gentle timer to remind you to stand up and stretch. Or maybe it's choosing to honor your body's call for an earlier night's rest. Each of these small acts is a powerful affirmation that you are not passively aging, but actively, gracefully, and wisely participating in your own well-being. You are honoring the journey your body has taken, and you are nurturing it for the journey still to come. Thank you so very much for spending this time with me today. Your commitment to your own health is truly inspiring. I would be so honored if you would share in the comments below, what is one insight from our discussion that was particularly surprising or helpful to you, or one small positive change you feel inspired to make? Your stories and intentions are a source of great encouragement for our entire Elderflowerings community. If you found this video valuable, please show your support by liking it, subscribing to Elderflowerings for more compassionate and empowering content, and sharing it with anyone in your life who you feel might benefit from this message. Every small act of connection helps our community to grow and thrive. Until we meet again, may your days be filled with energy, may your steps be strong, and may you always, always keep blooming.